Chance for showers tomorrow. Highs level off around 49. Mainly cloudy skies expected. Get weather anytime by calling 824-6101 or online at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. Right now, 61.
WTIM.
You're listening to WTIM, your information station. Time now for your expanded local news. I'm Reed Kamai. A Taylorville restaurant has been ordered to close following a health inspection that found multiple serious violations. According to the Christian County Health Department, Los Rancheros in Taylorville was shut down after inspectors discovered raw sewage on the kitchen floor during a routine inspection on Tuesday. Health officials say the presence of sewage created an immediate risk for foodborne illness and cross-contamination, prompting an emergency suspension of the restaurant's operations. The inspection report also cited a number of additional violations, including improperly stored food, incorrect sanitizer levels in the dishwashing machine, and issues with pest control. Inspectors noted full fly traps located near food preparation areas, as well as structural concerns like holes in walls and unsealed flooring. Officials say the sewage issue must be fully repaired before the restaurant can reopen. In addition, all other violations must be corrected and the facility must pass a follow-up inspection. The health department says a $100 re-inspection fee will be required and at least 15 separate violations must be fixed before approval is given to resume operations. Recent social media posts from Los Rancheros have since been deleted. To view the full inspection, visit this story at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. The Christian County Prevention Coalition is looking to raise awareness of kratom. The term references the leaves of a tropical evergreen tree native to Southeast Asia. Excessive consumption of kratom is shown to carry effects similar to illicit drugs, including opioids. This has led to bans on the substance in the states of Utah and Washington, while officials in Massachusetts and Idaho have proposed similar measures. Sam Brown is a committee member with the Christian County Prevention Coalition. She says while the substance is consumed in Southeast Asia for specific medical purposes, it is being sold in parts of the U.S. in more concentrated forms.
We are seeing an increase of folks presenting with withdrawal symptoms, with addiction symptoms. I have a connection at Gateway Treatment Center who is telling me that they are seeing people come in to be treated for kratom. See, kratom is a plant that is native to Southeast Asia. The folks there have used it for centuries. They typically take the leaves and chew on them, and it's almost like a caffeine or a nicotine in small doses. You know, it's a social thing. They use it for anxiety, stress relief, things like that. The thing that we are seeing that is the issue is the kratom that is being out there marketed in the smoke shops, the corner stores, the gas stations, things like that. That is a more concentrated form of kratom. It usually comes in a capsule or a tea, sometimes in gummies, things like that.
Brown says CCPC, the Christian County Prevention Coalition, wants to communicate the dangers of kratom along with the ways it is marketed to consumers.
Our concern is kratom being marketed towards youth. So the packaging is very colorful. There's cartoon characters on it. It has fun flavors like bubblegum, cotton candy. And there are not any kind of information on the packaging telling you, warning you that combining it with common medications, especially pain medications. A lot of people are on tramadol. Kratom and tramadol can cause very repressed breathing. It can lead to overdose. And so we are worried more that this is being focused towards youth. There's no regulations. It's 18 plus. I mean, we have to be 21 to buy cigarettes, but we can buy kratom at 18. And there are a lot of places that are not even IDing for these things.
This is just one part of the work the Christian County Prevention Coalition does. Along with Brown, Aaron Cromit, another committee member, says the group helps the community through a holistic approach, which includes addressing food insecurity.
I mean, really, it's a network of resources. So we have programs. We have people from many different agencies, the health department.
We do support the drug court. We always try to attend the drug court graduations. We help support some folks that are in sober living here in Taylorville. We try to provide resources. We also have a food pantry that is currently set up in front of the health department, and we are working on getting one set up at the library. For folks who are struggling with food insecurities. You know, it's not a lot, but sometimes even a snack can help out.
Yeah. I think the Prevention Coalition has built 3 now. We've got one out in front of the probation department, one at the health department, and then now one that's already built. We're just waiting to put it up at the library over by the tables.
The coalition also works closely with law enforcement agencies in their efforts to help those experiencing drug addiction. Committee members have attended the graduation ceremonies as part of the Safe Passage program.
They're really moving. I suggest that you bring tissues. It's really inspiring, and it reminds you why we support these people, because recovery is possible for everyone.
It's a beautiful ceremony. I mean, it's exciting, and you have to remind people that it is possible. And you could mess up, but we're still here to help. And you could still, if you put in the work, and you don't give up. There are people who will surround you and help you. There are actually a lot of resources out there. Yeah. It seems like things are getting cut everywhere, and everybody's struggling. So even if it's mental health or it's some other issue or trauma or anything, there are all these resources available to you, and there's lots of people out there who can help. So we're just bringing awareness to that and reminding people, hey, there's all these resources out there, and we're here to help.
The Christian County Prevention Coalition is also promoting a family movie night. It's hosting as part of Mental Health Awareness Month, which is in May. The event is set for Saturday, May 30th in the Chautauqua Building at Manners Park in Taylorville. The featured movie that night is Inside Out.
So Memorial Health has bought that movie for the night. We have that. And I think that's going to be at 8, but we're going to be having activities and games starting at either 6 or 6:30. We'll have that graphic for you by the end of the day. We're going to have games, activities. I know there will be free water and popcorn, and possibly the park will have their concession stand open for people to buy extra snacks. I don't think we have a food truck this time, but we'll definitely have free water and popcorn and free activities as well as the movie.
We'll also have resources for mental health and substance use. We will be there for the evening, inviting everybody to come out with us. Bring your lawn chairs, your picnic basket, your blankets. I hear Inside Out is a really great movie to address emotions. So we're looking forward to spending the evening with everyone.
More information on the Christian County Prevention Coalition is available at cc-pc.org. Sam Brown and Aaron Cromit appeared as guests on the WTIM Morning Show. State officials are warning Illinois taxpayers to be on the lookout for scams during tax season. Illinois Comptroller Susana Mendoza says this time of year often involves sharing sensitive information like social security numbers and bank account details, making it a prime target for identity thieves. A recent report from McAfee found nearly 1 in 4 people surveyed say they've lost money to a tax scam, with the average loss topping $1,000. One of the most common scams involves criminals pretending to be from the Internal Revenue Service. Victims may receive phone calls, text messages, or emails claiming there's a problem with their tax return or refund. Officials say messages should raise red flags if they're unexpected, threaten immediate action, promise refunds or credits, or pressure you to provide personal information or make a payment right away. The Illinois Department of Revenue is also warning residents about similar messages pretending to come from their agency. Officials say taxpayers should remember the IRS typically makes first contact through regular mail, not text or email. One scam in particular targets people expecting refunds. Messages may claim your refund has been delayed and ask you to click a link to verify your information, often leading to fake websites designed to steal personal data. Other scams include fake tax preparers advertising large refunds on social media, texts claiming you've been overcharged on taxes, and phone calls demanding immediate payment. Comptroller Mendoza says the bottom line is simple: don't click suspicious links and don't share personal information if you're unsure whom you're dealing with. Taxpayers can check the status of their Illinois refund through the Find My Refund feature on the Illinois Office of the Comptroller website. The deadline to file federal and state income taxes this year is April 15th. And now, a word from First National Bank in Taylorville.
At First National Bank in Taylorville, just west of the square, we've spent 70 years being your local bank. The bank where relationships matter, because we've been part of this community for generations. I'm President Jared Beckham. Life moves fast. Families grow, businesses change, even banks come and go. But one thing stays the same. First National Bank in Taylorville has been here for you and will be here for the next generation too. Serving Taylorville for 70 years, First National Bank in Taylorville, first every time, member FDIC.
March is National Nutrition Month, and the University of Illinois Extension wants to help community members mind their nutritional intake better. To that end, they are hosting a class called Carbohydrates Made Simple. It's set for this coming Tuesday at 10:30 at Pena Community Hospital, and the class is free. The Extension hopes the class and its other forms of communication will clarify misconceptions about nutrition and set the public on the right path to healthier eating. As a food and nutrition educator with the Extension, Lisa Peterson is playing a significant role in these efforts. She says the class, like many others the Extension runs which pertain to food, will include hands-on components.
We're going to talk all about carbohydrates and kind of what that is. And that is one of those foods or one of those macronutrients that's very confusing for people, especially those dealing with diabetes and things like that, trying to understand what they are, how much you need, where do you find them, how do you read a nutrition label with them. So we're going to go in this class, and it's going to be, again, a little bit more hands-on. So I'm going to have people reading labels, talking your way through these nutrition facts labels with it. And because it is National Nutrition Month, we're going to kind of help celebrate that as well in this class. And then we're going to look at some recipes. We're going to talk a little bit about the low-carb diet, things along those lines, and what is too low and what is, again, a general number to aim for. Of course, we always want you to talk to your doctor or dietitian for specific numbers, but we'll get into like fiber within that and the balance that you're trying to aim for between simple carbohydrates and complex carbohydrates and how that affects your blood sugar levels within that.
The course will also distinguish simple carbohydrates and complex carbohydrates and which foods specialize in which ones, as this is typically not indicated on labels.
We focus, again, those complex carbohydrates tend to be a little bit higher in fiber. Fiber is part of that. We aim for about 30. Again, every person is different. General recommendation is 30 plus grams of fiber daily. But again, having that balance of protein, fiber in there, and making sure, again, we're drinking plenty of water. If your doctor may tell you we're really low as Americans eating fruits and vegetables, and that's where a lot of our fiber comes from. So I think it's 1 in 10 Americans get the recommended amount of fruits and vegetables per day. So that's where when you're starting to up those fruits and vegetables, we want you to up your water intake as well. Otherwise, it can lead to digestive issues. So, but again, fiber is going to keep you fuller longer. So that's the great thing about fruits and vegetables. High in fiber, you're not getting those cravings midway through the day because you're able to sustain a little bit better with those good carbohydrates. And remember, that is your body's brain food. So we always say if somebody's crabby, like we're getting kind of moody, that hanger kicks in. You're like, I'm like, they might be hungry.
Interested participants can register by calling Live Well Fitness at 217-562-6231 or at the fitness center's front desk. Myths about consuming carbohydrates are some of many that nutritionists and educators aim to bust during National Nutrition Month.
Carbohydrates are bad. That's something we often hear, and that's a myth. Carbohydrates are our body's main source of energy. So it's kind of focusing on what kind of carbohydrates we should be eating. So things like that are what we try to clear up in Extension and help answer those questions in a way that people understand. And we are the translators of the research. So being able to make it to a way where it's not confusing, which it can be. So that's kind of the beauty of my job is we're translating that knowledge. We're being able to tell people, okay, what is a carbohydrate? Let's identify those foods and what are the ones higher in fiber that are going to keep us fuller longer. So again, we're not suddenly ravenous by noon because you didn't have any carbohydrates in your breakfast. So it's things like that we're trying to break. Another one we often hear is you need a detox. So that detox diet, I hear those like crazy. Your body already has a built-in detox system within it. That is your liver, that is your kidneys. Most of our detox products we hear about are more because they're trying to sell a product. It's not necessarily for your body.
In addition to the classes, extension educators use blogs, newsletters, newspaper columns, and more to reach the public with their tips.
So we do it. We within our food and nutrition team and within health and community wellness as a whole, we focus on read, watch, engage. So engage is what I'm doing here. That's one way we do it through our classes, of course. Read, we do have a blog that we as nutrition educators add to as topics come up. I did one on kidney beans and slow cookers not too long ago. But any hot topics, we try to address them virtually by writing blogs. So that's one way. On occasion, you'll see me in the newspapers. We'll write columns in there to kind of help. Again, if I hear something that keeps coming up, we keep getting the same question about something. I'm also a big part of the cottage food education in Illinois, people selling food from their home kitchen to the public. We do a big part of that. So I'm answering a lot of those questions on the food safety side. So that's another way at newspapers, blogs. We have multiple websites we add to. If you just Google Illinois Extension, you're going to find a huge amount of information about us.
More information on the University of Illinois Extension is available at extension.illinois.edu. Lisa Peterson appeared as a guest on the WTIM Morning Show. 7 area high school seniors are being recognized for leadership, service, and character. The Peter Meyer Chapter NSDAR honored the students as DAR Good Citizens during a March 14th ceremony in Taylorville. The program, organized by the National Society of the Daughters of the American Revolution, highlights qualities like dependability, leadership, service, and patriotism. Each school selects one senior, with students also eligible to compete for scholarship opportunities. Those recognized include James Lee Jesse of Central A&M, Paisley Swinger of Edinburgh, Ryan Deerdorf of Morrisonville, Parker Moore of Pana, Carson Contreras of Pawnee, Angelina Ippolito of South Fork, and Madison King of Taylorville. King was also selected as this year's Peter Meyer Chapter Scholarship recipient, and you can read more about each of them on this story on our website, TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. Congratulations to all the winners. Now to obituaries, which can be found at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. 54-year-old Richard Rick Dean Baker of Taylorville died on Saturday. Cremation rights have been accorded, and no services will be provided. 95-year-old Angelina M. White of Taylorville died on Tuesday. Visitation is Saturday from 9 till 11 at Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. The funeral service will immediately follow. Burial will be at Oak Hill Cemetery. Arrangements are being handled by Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. 66-year-old Gregory D. Bray of Morrisonville died on Tuesday. A graveside service will take place on Saturday at Morrisonville Cemetery. Cremation rights have been accorded. Arrangements are being handled by a Sally Funeral Home in Morrisonville. And 94-year-old Doris Long of Greenville, formerly of Sorrento, died February 18th. Visitation is April 18 from 11 till noon at Donald Wigan Funeral Home in Greenville. A celebration of life will immediately follow. Interment will be at Brown Cemetery. Funeral arrangements are being handled by Donald Wigan Funeral Home in Greenville. Let's take a look at the weather. It is currently fair and 63 degrees outside. It's expected to remain sunny throughout most of today with a high near 87, southwest wind of 11 to 18 miles per hour with gusts as high as 31 miles per hour. Tonight, listen to this, showers and thunderstorms likely before 10, then showers and possibly a thunderstorm between 10 and 4 going into tomorrow, and then a chance of showers after 4 tomorrow early morning. The low is expected to be around 37. Get local news anytime at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com and every hour as well, right here